Alright, Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Kal Halalim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach the nation of Israel, as they are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. Enough respect, blessings and salutations to the Akim pushing this word throughout the four corners of this world. And Adonai Ratazah, which means Lord willing, so Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So basically the subject for this lesson is that, some of us, will be martyrs for this truth. Alright? Some of us will be a martyr or martyrs for this truth. Alright? Some will have to die for this truth. Okay? And Esau, he knows his kingdom is coming to an end real soon. Okay? So he's going to come down with great wrath because he has a very short time, pursuant to Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Alright? And what you realize in this truth is that at some point, you will have to go through trials and tribulations in this thing of ours. Okay? You're going to have to, go through persecution. Alright? Now this is the book of Revelation chapter 10, starting at verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. Right, and the little book is the Bible. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. Okay, verse 10, and I took the little book out of the angel's hands and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I had eaten it, in my belly it was bitter. Right, so when you come into this truth, this knowledge, alright, it's a blessing, and it's great, it's a great feeling to know that you're an Israelite. Okay. Alright. But then later down the line, you go through, persecution. Alright, you go through, trials. Alright. And that's the bitter part of this truth. Okay. And where it says, take it and eat it up, it means to digest this understanding, this knowledge. Okay. It means to understanding the whole role. Alright, the good, the bad and the ugly about the scriptures, about the Bible. Okay. Not just certain parts. Alright. Verse 11. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Alright, and that's what we're doing. We're out on the highways and hedges, putting up our videos. Alright. This truth is spreading everywhere across the world via the internet. Okay. We've got great millstone camps in every continent on this planet, in many countries. Alright. Speaking the different languages where they're from. Alright. So there's no excuse, there's no cloak for anyone's sin. There's no cloak or excuse to say, hey, I've not heard the word before. Alright, 'cause it's been preached throughout the four corners of this world. Okay. And ultimately these trials and tribulations, alright, is a major test of your faith. And faith without works is dead. And that's the thing a lot of Israelites don't realize, alright, in this truth is that, hey, you have to accept the sweet and the bitter. Alright. So, especially for your new brothers and sisters coming in, alright, certain things can unexpectedly, overwhelm you. Alright. Like, for example, you might have a particular individual who be offended at something in the doctrine, causing them to fall away from this truth. Case in point, the grape doctrine. Alright. Or the prostitution doctrine, which they're not really doctrines at all. Okay. They're a part of the doctrine, but it's something we've got to teach in the Bible. What sense does it make, alright, to teach the scriptures and not bring out everything? We'd be guilty of hiding things. Okay. And we won't be declaring the whole counsel of God, the whole counsel of the Most High. Alright. So this is the book of Luke, chapter 7, verse 23. Let's get it straight to the point. This is Yahushua speaking. And blessed is he, right, whosoever shall not be offended in me, right? You know, so, blessed is the individual who's not offended at these words, that is not offended at the MOT being the, RFID micro thing, okay? Blessed is he who's, not offended at the fact that we've got to prophesy against Esau, Edom, against Mount Seir, okay? Not watering down the word just to be accepted or to please others, all right? It's all part of the doctrine. Okay, got to eat the whole roll, Old Testament, Apocrypha, and New Testament, all right? Not withholding certain things back, all right? And that's the thing, yeah, again, going back to how, waking up to the fact that you're an Israelite, and, that, you're prince of the, you're prince of the power, all right? Eternal life is waiting for you, okay? You're going to rule over the heathen, all right? No more pain and sickness, all right? You're not going to be in captivity forever, all right? The list goes on. Okay, that's the sweet part, but the bitter part, is family and friends coming against you, the world coming against you, perhaps losing your job or your security, all right? The hour of temptation, that's bitter, all right? To try us all, the hour of temptation, to try us all, to try the whole world, okay? Pursuant to Revelation chapter 3 and 10. So again, in this truth, we have to take both the sweet and the bitter, which is a just balance, okay? Can't just have it all as sweet and no bitter. Got to accept it for what it is, okay? And unfortunately, beheading, some of us again will have to fill that lot. Now we don't know who exactly will, all right? But scripture says the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Okay? Some of us will be thrown into prison or into concentration camps. So, thought I'd get the definition or the etymology of the word martyr from Etym Online. And it goes into one who bears testimony to faith. Especially one who willingly suffers death rather than surrender his or her religious faith. Specifically, it says Christians who in former times were put to death because they would not renounce their beliefs. And it goes from the late Old English martyr, from late Latin martyr, all right? And it literally means witness. Okay. And that's just the case, all right, that we, that's just a part of this truth that we're going to have to face and walk through. All right, some of us will have to be pilgrims upon the earth, all right, traveling and moving according to faith, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'al Shem Yahushai. All right, because once this society, once Jacob's trouble kicks off, hey man, you might not even be in your home anymore, right? And that time you're going to have to move by faith, as we should be right now. So the word pilgrim from Etym Online goes back to a person traveling to a holy place as a penance or to discharge some vow or religious obligation or seeking some miracle or spiritual benefit. Also a traveller, generally a wayfarer. From Old French, pèlerin, pilgrim, crusader, foreigner, stranger, right? And we're going to be strange. We're going to be strangers when it comes to being alienated from society. Alright? Because, we're going to be the targets. Okay. Basically, that's just what it goes into. Foreigner, stranger, foreign resident. Okay. Let's go back to the scriptures. Okay, so let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw, Revelation 20 and 4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahweh, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark, or his charagma, the MOTB, right upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Right? Okay. So again, going back to, some of us being beheaded. And that's the thing, because, being a martyr, you're a witness to the faith. Okay? And it's best to die for this truth than just to die for anything else, anything worldly, anything that's all rooted in wickedness and ultimately vanity. Okay. Let's go to the book of Mark, because certain individuals, certain camps, that's why they don't want to go into certain topics. Alright, because they know the congregation will be offended, certain people will be offended. Alright, and we've got to teach the whole scriptures. Let's go to Mark chapter 4, verse 1. And he, being Yahushua, began again to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude, so that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea, and the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine, Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow, and it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and fowls of the air came and devoured it up. And some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and yielded it no fruit. And other fell on good ground, and did yield fruit, that sprang up and increased and brought fruit, some 30, and some 60, and some 100. Okay. That's the thing. Some people, when they come into this truth, immediately, they don't accept it. Alright, and then, and ultimately it's not for them. Alright, it's only for the elect. Alright? Some people, as they come into this truth, they endure for a while. Okay? But until, persecution arises, that's when, they depart. And there's some, they accept the truth. Alright? And stay in it. And stay in the truth. And continue to teach and learn and grow. Okay? Verse 9, and he said unto them, He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. Right? So it's not meant for everyone to understand and to get. Okay? Verse 12, that seeing that they may say and not perceive, and hearing that they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted, and their sins should be forgiven them. Okay? Verse 13, and he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? And how then will you know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown, but when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts, meaning minds. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately receive it with gladness. Okay. And have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. Alright. You know, you might have individuals who have been in this for 9 years, 10 years, 11 years, 15 years, 20 years. And then, you know, later end up falling out. Alright. Verse 19. Oh no, verse 18. And these that are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things enter in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. Right. So really their mind is in the world. Okay. They get distracted by the lust of the flesh. Okay. You know, and then, you know, end up going back in the world, and then forsaking this truth. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. Right. That's it. Okay. You know, spiritually sowing good fruit, edifying and waking up. Alright. The elect through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright. Because he's the one that saves. Okay. Verse 21, he said unto them, it is a candle brought to be put under a bushel or under a bed, and not to be set on a candlestick. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. Right, and this, again, you know, you're not supposed to, you know, hide this word. Okay, if you know it, teach it. You're not supposed to withhold anything back. Alright, don't just become hearers of the word, but doers also. Alright. Get another precept. You know, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, man. Encouraging and uplifting. Okay. Revelation chapter 2. Verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Alright? And it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Okay? It's talking about his physical counterpart, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Alright? That you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Alright? 10 going into, you know, perfection or completion. Alright? It might be a bit less than 10 days. Might be more, might be exactly that. We don't know the, you know, the period. Alright, we don't know how long it will be. Alright, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Alright, and this is the, you know, this is what we should be meditating upon. Alright, especially, you know, right now and where we stand. Okay, because you know we're at the end of this thing, man. You know, famine of the word is around the corner. The MOTB is already here. It just needs to be made mandatory. World War III has already started. Okay? So things are getting turned up and intensified. Alright? So yeah, that's all I wanted to, you know, add to this, because, you know, it's important, again, you know, to meditate, you know, which is to think upon. Alright? Because, you know, you can, you know, teach. Alright? We can hearken, we can listen. Alright? We can talk the talk, as they say in, you know, in the world, but can you walk the walk? Alright? Because in that day it's going to be faith. We can't run to no videos. We can't run to no, alright, brothers, alright? You know, when you're facing that guillotine, alright, when you're brought before, you know, these governors, Alright, it'll just be you, you know, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushai with you. Okay? So, yep. You know, thank you for tuning in. I hope this was edifying, encouraging, uplifting. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Alright. And in closing, I'd like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom. Shalom to the elect.